One and only. This is a Local 10 News Update, sponsored by FHIA, Florida Home Improvement Associates.
I'm Janice Fernandez. Here's a look at stories making news on this Friday. Black Friday madness started bright and early at one of the biggest malls in the country. Lines were forming an hour before Sawgrass Mills Mall in Sunrise even opened at 6 o'clock this morning. It was also jam-packed over at Dolphin Mall in Sweetwater, where hundreds of thousands of people are expected throughout the weekend. Sawgrass will open until 10 o'clock tonight and Dolphin Mall until 11. A fatal crash in Miami Gardens. A man was hit and killed by a driver along Northwest 199th Street and 2nd Avenue. We saw a vehicle with a lot of front-end damage at the scene. The driver stayed at the scene and suffered minor injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Police are investigating a fatal hit-and-run crash in Hialeah that left one person dead earlier this morning. Officials say a 73-year-old woman was struck and killed at the intersection of East 1st Avenue and 9th Street around 1 o'clock. 32-year-old Leandro Perez was arrested on charges of DUI and leaving the scene of a crash. 2 injured victims were taken to the hospital. No word on their conditions.
Listen to Local 10's podcast, The Florida Files, wherever you are, whenever you want. Just say, Alexa, play the Florida Files podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Florida Files. Here it is from TuneIn.
Previously on the Florida Files.
Or just ask Siri, I want to hear the latest Florida Files podcast.
Here's the newest episode of the Florida Files.
Get the Florida Files on Alexa, Google Home, or Apple devices just by saying play the Florida Files podcast. The Florida Files from the one and only Local 10.
Police in Hollywood need help finding a suspect caught on surveillance camera attacking a man outside a pawn shop. It happened last Friday night outside the store along Hollywood Boulevard and South 20th Avenue. At one point, the man knocks the victim out cold and even takes a phone out to record his brutal beating. And as breaking news happens, we have you covered on air and online. Just head on over to local10.com for more local news coverage and updates.